Thank you so much for your willingness to sub for me. I am Johanna Russell, and I just wanted to walk you through how my classroom works and some little tips or tricks that will make your day better. So the first thing to realize is that I have two binders you're going to want to go ahead and find. And for the most part, the first binder will be located right there on that desk, and the second binder will either be on the desk because I knew I was going to be gone, or it's going to be right over here on this bookshelf. So that first one that should always be out is the seating charts and student information for you to be able to know who your students are that are coming in. And the second one is my sub binder. And on the front of my sub binder is actually the sub plan. So everything I'm saying in this video will be outlined out for you here, but I think the video will be a little bit better than these directions. And then also my schedule is located here. It's important to note that if you go inside the binder, I have all sorts of additional information, anything from how to make a computer go to what to do if there's a fire drill. Then here's how it works. My students are pretty trained, but I do have high turnover. Every 9 weeks I'm getting a new batch of students, and so sometimes we'll get really efficient and really well run and organized groups because I've had them for a couple of weeks, and sometimes you get a brand new group. And just polite reminders for the most part will really help to cue them in. If for some reason they were like brand spanking new, like I had only had them a couple of days, just note that I would have in my sub binder, I have a backup sub plan that includes video tutorials that you could play on the screen so that the students are able to be productive during that time. So if I spin this around, the most important part of my day is when students walk into my room. So at the door, I'm going to go ahead and stand here. They come on in to this location. I am normally standing just on the other side of the paper saying hello and reminding them what it says on the screen because they can't necessarily see it very well. The screen is telling them to grab their magnet and move their magnet to where they need to sit. Sometimes this is an assigned location and sometimes this is based on the project that they're working on. If it said assigned seats, you would know that they accurately were at their assigned seat because on all of the magnets, I include the student number. So 14 should be at 14. Then, after they've placed their magnet where they're going to go, they do check in for the attendance. I should have a student that actually calls in the attendance for you to the office if you're coming into a classroom where they've been here for a week and a half or so. Then in these drawers are where they keep their handouts. Sometimes the handouts get put in the wrong drawer, so if a student's missing something, they need to go through all of the drawers and find it. Handouts never ever leave the art room, so it has to be here somewhere. The top drawer is the lost and found, so if they left it somewhere in the room, it's probably in that top drawer. Then they come over here where they set their learning goal for the day. So they will write down their names, they'll write down their class periods, and then they'll write down what their goal is. Sometimes they write their goal, sometimes I assign them the goal. 9 times out of 10, they are writing and assigning their own goal. Your purpose during class is to go around to each student, ask them who they are. There's a little teacher check-in spot. And do they think they're going to finish their goal? Do they need something from me? And if you take notes right on here for me at students who need something, that would be wonderful, so I can make sure I get them that attention right away at the beginning of the next time I'm back. So once they've signed in, lost my shoe. There is a stopwatch here to help track the time. There's generally a student assigned to moving this. If this automatically gets set for you, that's a sign that you also have a student who will make sure to call cleanup. If this doesn't get set, then that's a sign that unfortunately they're too brand new to know how to set the own timer, and so you're going to want to keep track of the time. Then they also grab their sketchbook located over here, and then they take a look at the screen. So everything is outlined for them. So what it says in green, oh, you can't see my hand. What it says in green, is what they're doing right away. Their goal, if I have one, is written out for them here. and then the schedule for the class is located there, which gets to the point. How do I make the screen go? So over here is where I have everything you need. There is a computer sign-in for you. If you go through the subbinder, you can find it. And then this thing just gets turned on the side here. There's a button, and then you need to make sure that it says camera. And then, so button here on the side, camera here. And then this is the general overhead. This actually erases, and it allows, today they happen to not have a work day, me to replace things. There are two essential remotes. There's this one, and there's this thing. This is going to be your bestest friend in the whole wide world. So let's spin this around. Spin, spin, spin. Sorry, hope you don't get seasick. Okay, up on the screen. So, oops, my thing just went dark, so I can't see. Yeah, okay, there's this thing. This thing has to be on, but then there is this thing. That is the speaker. The light's in the back for you to know that it's on, and this switch does both, but it's really kind of finicky, so you gotta kind of wander around until you make sure both things are on. Once both things are on, this is your greatest friend in the whole wide world. You turn this little bad boy on right here, and then, ooh, my speaker's not on. Turn my speaker on. There, did you hear that click? That's a good sign. Okay. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is being projected in the entire room. And I can become louder by just turning that up. So if you do need to talk to the students or make announcements, you use this. I have elected officials who are trained to use this to call cleanup or to say the messy area is dirty or whatever it is. As far as behavior, behavior shouldn't be a problem in the art room, but if it is, your choices are first to send them to quiet zone. This is where they need to be by themselves. And if the quiet zone doesn't work, then you're actually going to send them to that far chair over there, and that is my naughty chair. At the naughty chair, I have two different tickets. One is for being late, and one is for I can't be responsible for myself. You're going to have them fill out one of those tickets, and then you're just going to have them kind of sit and hang out in the chair until you feel like they're ready to return to the room. You can take the ticket from them, and you're going to have to say, you know, Miss Russell told me I had to have you fill this out now because I already sent you to the quiet zone and that didn't work, and now I had to send you over to what I call the naughty chair. And so she'll have to talk to you about your behavior choices. Do you think you can continue to make positive choices in the room if I let you go back in? If they say yes, great. You let them go, and then if you have to repeat the cycle, you repeat the cycle. Because it's a really big deal. Like, I don't think since subbing I've had people turn in sheets for me, but you should use them if they're necessary. And then that is it. Oh my goodness, thank you for subbing for me. I'm trying to think of what I'm forgetting. Oh, how do my students learn? I have a YouTube channel, and they use my YouTube channel to access all of their videos. It is called Southview Art. And during plan times, I recommend checking out that YouTube channel to see at least some of the basic videos or to fast forward through some of the videos so you can see what my students are learning. If a student seems stuck, like they couldn't move on at all, they can, like my backup subplan, they can pick any of the skill videos and it will train them on an art skill. Anything from how to paint a color wheel to how to draw using perspective. And so that's what they can work on if they get stuck. And then they also have all of the Google, so they can look things up on their own and find tutorials from people other than me. Thank you for subbing. Bye. Oh, where do you get help? There's a teacher right next door, Tess Fieldson. She can help you. And then there's another art teacher. If you go through that door and then through the next door, there is another art teacher there just in the morning.